What's up, guys? This is Tim Credeur with Ragin Fighting Championships. I am here with Matt the Maverick Robertson. New nickname.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I love that nickname as a kid because I watched Top Gun.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I love Maverick. Anyway, Matt is going to be fighting for the RFC 135-pound amateur title. Probably his last run in the amateur ranks. He's fighting a tough guy, though, Colton McElhinney. More of a grappler from out in Viter, Texas at Revive MMA. Matt's had a storied amateur career. Some of the craziest Angola prison-looking fights I've ever seen in my life. Like, they go everywhere. Matt's got a lot of energy. He's got a dynamic movement style, dynamic body style, and willing to scrap. And so because of that, he's really put up some incredible fights over the years. What do you kind of attribute your dynamic style to? Because this become a fan favorite in South Louisiana.
Well, when I first started training with Christian Fulgham, he's like right off the bat, he said that was one of my best attributes was I just didn't stop. No matter where it was, striking, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, I just kept the scramble going, kept everything going, and I kind of just took that to the cage, and it's a big part of my fighting style.
Absolutely. How old are you, Matt?
23.
And how did you play any sports in high school?
Football and baseball.
Okay, cool. Didn't plan to go play college and any of that stuff?
I wanted to play college baseball, but then kind of realized even if I did go to college, I wouldn't go past college. And then my junior year, I started training mixed martial arts, and I just fell in love with it.
That was it. Yeah, I remember you as a younger guy. I have a question. I see a lot of guys in MMA, obviously. You know that. A lot of guys come to me, and I've been coaching guys for many years, and one of the most detrimental things for young fighters is they kind of don't have a good grip on how to be responsible with life. The things outside of fighting get in their way and kind of ruin their way. And that's a variety of problems. But you have always seemed to be pretty level-headed, and as wild as you are in the cage, it's almost like the inverse of that outside of the cage. And you seem to be very mature and make good decisions, and you're always at practice, and you're not. I don't ever really hear about you doing real stupid shit. I'm sure if I talked to your girl, she would have plenty. Don't worry, my wife would tell you the same. But what do you attribute that kind of attitude? Because, people can say they have integrity, but it's a different thing to watch a person walk a life that shows integrity over 4 or 5 years. And you've always been a kid that shows up, you're on time, you're very respectful, you don't get in a ton of trouble, and you're always kind of doing what you're supposed to. Where does that come from?
Definitely my mom and dad. They, like my dad throughout baseball, like growing up football, he's always made sure I was on time. I took practice serious. I didn't joke around. And he one of his favorite things to say was, I don't care if you're terrible at it or if you're not doing good, as long as you're giving 100%, that's all I can ask for. So I took that growing up, and I still apply it to everything I do today.
What's your dad's name?
Jerry Robertson.
Jerry Robertson. I'm raising kids, and you've done a wonderful job. Congratulations, because he always shows up to my practices on time. He gives 100%, and he always has a great attitude. I have a ton of kids that compete with me, that train with me, and if I could get that out of any of them, it would be amazing. So absolutely, great job. And I think that's a big reason why a lot of the coaches kind of want to give you more, because you show up with 100% effort and a great attitude, and you're always on time, and there's nothing more we can ask for. You sweat a lot, but that's okay. Other than that, Colton McElhinney is going to be a tough run. He's a tough run for anybody. He's a dangerous grappler. Been working on his striking. He's from a tough gym, Revive. I fought Aaron Davis, his coach, in a no-gi match. It was a tough fight. I won by decision. He's a really tough, strong wrestler. So he comes from a bunch of dudes that can fight. What are you kind of looking for in this fight?
Well, he's saying he's going to come out, strike with me, knock me out. I highly doubt that. If you just watch all his fights, he's a grappler. He's a good grappler. I don't think he's anything special, but he is a good grappler. I feel like as soon as I start touching him up, he's going to start shooting. And I feel like I'm better than him everywhere. If he shoots, I'm going to defend it. If he takes me down, I'm going to choke him. If he keep it standing and he tries to knock me out, I feel like I'm going to put him down and I'm going to put him out.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people overlook your striking. Your last fight, you fought a really high-level Muay Thai fighter, Ji Chow. Yes, I don't know if you know that. I definitely matched you very high. I know you were saying you wanted to go pro, so I found a dude that was going to really test you, because as a person involved in your coaching and development, it's not my job to make you feel great about yourself on the ride home. It's my job to put real tests in your way that are going to help develop you. And I knew Chow was going to test your stand-up, and I thought you were going to have to get it on the ground to win the fight, because I have watched him fight, and he's really dangerous.
Yes, sir.
You surprised everyone by really beating him on the feet. I mean, on the ground you were better, but on the feet, I think you surprised even him. What are you doing to kind of develop yourself to the point where your striking is becoming really world class, and so is your grappling? How are you doing all at the same time, and how do you balance a real job, making liquor, a girl, and building all that kind of stuff and fighting? How do you balance all that?
I'm still working on it. I'm not the best at it, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I get so focused and this is all I worry about that I don't really think about nothing else. But yeah. I mean, I knew going into this fight with Chow that he was a good striker, but I always knew I had good striking. I was never really that confident in my hands when I got in there. So I just made sure I went to boxing whenever I could, and kickboxing, I really took it serious. And whenever I sparred, I made it a point to not shoot. And this was the first fight that I walked in the cage, and I really felt like I could beat his ass and not have to shoot. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it showed. It was impressive. Impressive performance. I was impressed. I was shocked. It really showed that your level is definitely migrating upward. So it was an incredible performance. Who do you have to thank for this fight going forward? You like to thank some sponsors? My mom and them?
My mom, my dad, my girlfriend, everybody. Of course, my sponsors, Bayou Rum, Impact, Rollers, Just Party Rentals, and I think that's it. I think that's all of them. But.
Awesome. Look, June 14th, Matt's fighting for a title. It's going to be nuts. His opponent's really good. What do the RFC fans have to look forward to June 14th from the Maverick, Matt Robertson?
I'm going out there to put this dude away. I'm not a very, I don't talk a lot of smack and stuff, but as soon as the fight got announced, he was on Facebook talking smack, and it lit a fire under me. So I'm going out there to hurt him, to put him down, put him away, and I don't see anything he can do about it.
Father's Day weekend, June 14th at the Cajundome, RFC 2, Matt Robertson versus Colton McElhinney for the 135-pound amateur title. RaginFC.com to get tickets. We'll see you there.